After the Fun Fantasy Resort arc, I took a little break from ZZZ and found myself training horses for a bit. It was like another mini vacation for me. I got to train the best horse in Uma history, Tokaiteo by the way, fight me, and win a few derbies and triple crowns. But then Haru Urara kicked the bucket, which was so sad that it led me back here. I returned to find those pesky exorcists. Exaltists? Exaltists. Once again have messed things up in Waifei Peninsula. That green-haired baddie from the Top's Function is back. An 11-year-old with an abusive talking gun for a tail dominates my screen. And ZZZ finally grows the balls to show us actual blood and death in a post-apocalyptic adult-targeted game. I'm glad this game is holding up so well. Every time the Exaltists show up in the main story, we get one step closer in finding answers to Pathan's overarching story. What the hell happened to their teacher and foster mother, Carole Arna, who ran into Hollow Zero to find milk and never returned? But as the game descends into a darker, more serious tone in terms of story, it's got me thinking about other possibilities down the line that could happen knowing what we know so far. We can't stay buddy-buddy with everyone we meet forever. We're supposed to be the bad guys, for God's sakes. Does everyone just trust a proxy all of a sudden? I thought it was illegal. Hello? Anyway, here are my top 5 predictions for ZZZ. Number 1. We will fight Seth in the future. As of now in Zenless' story, Seth Lowell is the only person in the entirety of New Eridu to be oblivious to the fact that Bell and Weiss are Pathan. Okay, well, maybe not the whole of New Eridu, but it certainly feels like it. His colleagues know, his superiors know, his family knows, his favorite noodle shop owner knows. Heck, maybe even his cats gossip in the alleyways and know about it. Regardless, he's bound to eventually learn it, which makes me think about how he will take it. I think this will absolutely shatter his trust in us. Heck, maybe even everyone when he finds out his own brother ordered their identity suppression and under that airheaded righteous good guy persona lies a whole different beast. I could see him turning on everyone, feeling betrayed by the world, becoming corrupted with miasma, and turning into a really strong final boss that we have to slay in order to find the truth. Cue the tears and attempts to bring him back. But as the betrayal cuts too deep and paired with a possible influence by Sarah and the creator, he goes berserk. Unfortunately, the biggest flaw with this theory is that he is a playable character. They can't exactly just Signora their way out of this and just have him go poof. But it can very well still happen, though if it does, they'll just have to write him off for a bit afterwards and have him work his way back to redemption. Number 2. Carole Arna will be an overseer. Wouldn't it be crazy if Carole Arna turned out to be the creator? It would be, but probably not. But at the very least, she could be a future overseer, with the amount of time she's already spent in the Hollow alongside the Exorcists. Exaltists? Fucking Exaltists. The miasma could have ended up corrupting her, as she somehow takes control of the Exorcists at a later date at the expense of Sarah, who were just defeated in battle. Like, picture it. We're riding on a high thanks to an excruciating hard-fought battle with the Overseer Sarah, finally defeating her by a narrow margin. As she tries to heal using the miasma around her, bam, she gets taken out by none other than Carole Arna. Cheers erupt, and reunions are bound to happen. But no, she turns out to be the next chosen Overseer of the Exaltists, and the twins' world is shattered into pieces. Some might see this outcome as a bummer, as finding Carole is basically the whole goal of the story. But with that one picture of Carole surfacing at the last patch of her surrounded by miasma, I have a bad feeling about where this is going. Who knows, maybe she may be a double agent working for us and is secretly destroying the Exaltists from within. But unless we find more clues as to her status or her whereabouts soon, I don't know. Number 3, everyone will turn on us for one arc. So this is sort of inevitable if you think about it, as it ties back to the previous point of Carole Arna. The one thing Pathan has managed to mostly keep a secret after all this time is the fact that they were Carole Arna's students. You know, the very same person being accused of being behind the fall of the old capital. Seeing as many of our close friends have lost so much to that one fateful event, Miyabi, Shifu, Kalida, the entire Obel squad to name a few, it wouldn't be surprised if they just happened to turn on us. The turn will be temporary, of course, as we will eventually prove our innocence and clear our names to get back on their good sides. But the thought of losing more than half of the connections we've made on our journey, even for one patch, is a harrowing one. But if it turns out we had anything remotely to do with the Hollow Zero disaster after all, with our HDD eyes and seemingly invincible powers, being able to tank an explosion and shit, then it's not going to be pretty. I mean, we'll have to fight Hoshi Miyabi of all people, as she lost her mother in the events of Hollow Zero. She'll definitely go berserk after that. I do see some of our friends siding with us, like maybe the Kani Hairs or Victoria Housekeeping, who would be clued into the truth. But even with their combined power, and Billy, we are not having an easy time having to prove ourselves innocent. Number 4. A twin will die. This one seems a little far-fetched, but it isn't exactly out of the realm of possibility with the direction Hoyo is going. Plus, it would be a very brave and ballsy shock move if they did. During the midst of a fierce battle, maybe the aforementioned one with Seth Lowell, wink wink, the non-chosen proxy, I was gonna say non-playable, but you can actually switch between them now, will step in and sacrifice himself for the sake of the chosen one in a moment of desperation. Backed into a corner with death staring at them in the face, the heroics of the twin you betrayed when you started the game will save your ass and give you the drive, power, and determination to kick whatever strong enemy's ass you were just struggling with. Now, of course, this is not by any means the end of the line for the dying twin. No. This is easy. If Captain Magus is anything to go by, your dying twin's consciousness will most likely be salvaged, resulting in them being turned into either an intelligent construct or converted into an AI working alongside the likes of Fairy, which will test their already strained relationship in their battle for the title of First Assistant. As cruel as it sounds, this theory is a favorite of mine. I mean, twins in a Hoyo game, where have I seen this before? Oh yeah, there. Look how that ended up. Again, this one's a little far-fetched, but if it were to happen, I don't see it happening for a good few years at least. Probably during the final arc in the distant future maybe? Or if they decide to do like a ZZZ2, closer to us finding Carole Arna probably. Regardless, not for a very long time. Number 5. Someone will betray us. I made a video earlier in the year where I talk about New Eridu's worst kept secret, Pathan's identity, and how its secrecy is pretty much non-existent as we told literally everyone we came across. One of the points I made in this video was how we have unwillingly opened ourselves to the risk of betrayal, and the point still stands as strong as ever as of now. Defectors are a common theme within ZZZ apparently, as the most recent being Isolde and maybe Yishiwan if the 2.2 ending suggests anything. So what's stopping anyone we've met so far doing the same to us? If Hoyo were to do it, at least make it interesting, and their reasoning would have to be a strong one in order for them to do so. In my opinion, it most likely will be Seth, for the reasons I mentioned in this point earlier, but there are others who will also benefit from the betrayal as well. Nicole, like I mentioned before, if there's enough zeros at the end of the paycheck. The mayor could. We haven't even seen his face, for God's sakes. He could turn out to be just using us this whole time and blackmailing us with Carole Arna's secret. And also Jane Doe, whose whole character is mysterious and mischievous enough to also be working as a double agent for the Exorcists at any time as well. Regardless, the door is wide open and the idea would make for a banger of a patch if pulled right. The 1 year anniversary of ZZZ's launch has come and gone. It's now do or die for the game, to see if it'll keep its place, in my opinion, as Hoyo's current best franchise out of the big 3. Again, massive step forward for showing blood and death. As psychopathic as it sounds, we need more of that. No more of this off-screen censored bullshit. I'm an adult, damn it. I can handle seeing an animated dead body. Alright, let's see. How do I end this? Isolde did nothing wrong, and Lorenz got what he deserved.